Very good morning, good afternoon, students. My name is Nidhi Negi, Assistant Professor, School of Architecture, Galgotias University. Today's topic we are going to study is healing landscapes. Healing landscapes we are going to study so that the same you can incorporate in your design exercise, which you are going to design in this module hospitality and healthcare. So healing landscapes plays a very important role in designing hospitals. So moving towards the next slide. Moving towards the next slide, prerequisites, which is general awareness on landscapes. As we already studied about landscape in your previous module, landscape is basically a visible feature of any area of land, its landform, and how it integrates with the man-made and the natural feature, which is further divided into types of different landscapes, such as healing landscapes. Healing landscapes, which deals with the human health and the well-being. So in this presentation, we are going to discuss about the introduction to healing gardens, definition of healing gardens, what are the benefits of incorporating healing gardens in our projects, then what are the basic elements of designing healing gardens, the design principles for healing gardens, and at last, we are going to study a live project or a live case study to understand the healing gardens in detail. Introduction to healing gardens. So healing gardens are the gardens which are basically known as green spaces in hospitals and in any other healthcare facilities. That promotes the health of the patients, and it also promotes the healing environment in among the patients, in the family and the staff. If you see these images, you can see this. This is your hospital, and this is your hospital, and the green spaces we are talking about. These spaces are the healing gardens, which are designed in such a way, to promote the healing in patients, families, and other persons. See, this path is leading towards the hospital. These are the green spaces. These There is this patient and there is this family. Again, the beautiful landscape, beautiful healing garden within the hospital buildings. So we can describe healing landscape as a physical setting and a culture that supports patient families through the stresses imposed by any kind of illness, hospitalization, if maybe someone is coming for a visit. So the process of healing and sometimes bereavement. So, what is the purpose of designing healing gardens or healing landscapes? There are three major points for designing healing landscape. One is to create a safe, comfortable, and environment for patients to work and heal with or without seeing any physician. Then next is, they need a place where they can do yoga or stretching or any other small exercise within the within the vicinity of hospital building. Third is to promote mindfulness, a space for massage and other body work to help patient to relax. So if we see these images, see this is one of the objective of designing healing gardens is natural light. You know, a natural light means to get a natural light in the building, within the building. Next is if you see this is your green space where there is a setting. So you know sometimes patients or any person who come for visit need a need a space where they can sit alone and to for healing purpose. So these kind of benches are provided in healing gardens for resting. Then comes to this, this kind of spaces which gives a sense of enclosure with this natural background. It can be of trees, it can be of bushes, it can be of ground covers and shrubs. And these are some kind of seatings. And there is this open space where you can do activities like yoga, meditation, stretching, etc. Then this is your next positive outdoors. Like in hospital sometimes patient needs to go out. So in healing landscapes we design some kind of outdoor activities for the patients, where they can come, they can sit, or or as a source of entertainment in the buildings, uh, in the building. So this is some kind of outdoor activities. Let's say maybe there is this some which also gives a sense of enclosure. Then comes to the next slide. Next slide is about the elements of healing garden. Healing gardens are effective if they foster the following elements. One is a sense of control. It can be actual and perceived, which means the healing landscape can be designed in such a way that it is accessible to all the users, as it provides a temporary escape, a sensation of being away, an opportunity for the user to gain control of his or her emotions and refocus attention. Then next is social support. Let's say, for example, healing gardens should be designed in such a way that it also incorporate public spaces, enclosed spaces for socializing, where there will be for socialization, where they can perform small activities occasionally. Then next is physical movement and exercise. So the garden should support low impact activities, which includes walking, wheel mobility, gardening, play, formal exercise, physical rehabilitation. These activities helps to build strength, reduce stress and alleviate mood. And especially for children's, areas that allow for stress reducing physical activities and play should be included. if there is if we are designing healing gardens, we should also incorporate children's play area within the garden. Then next is your sensory nourishment. We always focused on the softscape of healing gardens, such as medicinal and edible plant species uh, for the design's plant palette, as it encourages wildlife. Then comes to the next slide. Moving towards the next slide, design elements. Now we are going to discuss about the various design elements which we should incorporate while designing healing landscapes. So the first and the most important is to keep it green, while hardscape, walkways and courtyards plays important role for a good hospital landscaping plan. Greenery should be king and should give also important aspect while designing. Think lush layered landscape with shady trees, with flowering trees and shrubs at various heights will offers shade, privacy and beauty, which is important to a healing atmosphere. Then next is to attract wildlife. So we should plant trees which should be native from our area, and they can be hardy and less which can be hardy but less susceptible to pests and disease. They also attract wildlife to another boost to healing. For example, birds, they attract the birds, the butterflies, the hummingbirds. It will delight the patients, and especially especially if we create these kind of palette green palette in the children's play area. Definitely they are going to love that garden. Then next is to engage the senses. As we all know, there are five senses. One is your sight, next is hearing, then a sense of touch, a sense of taste and a sense of smell. So we should incorporate all these senses in our healing garden. As But there should be one point noted, that we should avoid strongly fragrant flowers or other because the patients which are related to chemotherapy are very sensitive to many smells. So we should always give priorities towards these five senses, as it should not harm, or it should not harm, or should not develop any side effects to any patient. So next is keep walkways accessible and safe. Like the path should be wide enough to accommodate wheelchairs and pedestrian strolling in pairs. They should be smooth so that they impede wheelchair wheels or snag wheel poles. As you can see in this image, you see the width of the pathways. It can easily accommodate a wheelchair as well as two or three person, two or three person at the same time. Then next is to include healing plants. So some plants have been associated with healing for centuries, which always used in designing healing landscape. For example, lavender, rosemary, roses, sage, and sweet marjoram. Then next is add water feature. We all know that the sound of the sound of moving water relaxes us, soothes our nerve, and makes a soothing environment, and also a less stressful environment. So waterfalls and fountains, water bodies are one of the good option to include as a feature in a healing garden. As you can see in this image, there is this healing garden and there is this water body in this healing gardens. Now let's come towards the life case study on healing gardens. So there is this Garden of Legacy Emmanuel Medical Center. It's in Portland, Oregon, USA. The year of construction of this building is 1912. Facilities provided: Center for Burn Treatment, Urology, Trauma, and neonatal care. It also houses the Randall Children's Hospital. It is a 554 bedded hospital, and it is designed by Catherine Walker, the famous landscape Catherine Walker, Kim, Kim Isaacson, Robert Wood. So as you can see in the images, this is this whole this is your hospital building overall, and these are the legends. This is the entrance to the complex. This is entrance to the complex. This building is your children's hospital, and so this fourth one is your children's hospital, and then second is your medical. This building is your medical center, and there is this small children's garden, and these other buildings are this is your ninth one is your emergency department, then 10th is your burn center on this side. uh, Similarly, there is this one building, this is your laboratory, then this is your orthopedic department, this is your pulmonary department. So in this this is the zoom out detail of that hospital. This red one, this is your healing garden in front of and burn center and psychiatric service block. There is this one, this is first healing garden, and this is your second healing garden, which is which is act as children's garden, this yellow one. We will going to discuss these gardens in detail in next slides. These are some of the images of that particular garden, children's garden. You can see, these are the walkways leading towards the children's garden. See, these are the image. These are some kind of seatings provided. These, you know, small chairs, and these are some kind of trellises. These are some uh, colorful shrubs. Then next is again, see, this water body, kind of water feature in the children's garden. So these children gardens are place to explore. It is designed especially for the kids. as you can see in the images. Moving towards the next slide. So see, these are the trellises which is incorporated in design because shade is important, and many patients are sensitive towards the sun. So these kind of spaces, these kind of elements are proposed, for avoiding direct sun. Then these some kind of elements also incorporated, to attract small kids, to make them feel happy. See, these kind of small hearts, this makes children feel at home. So these we should design all these kind of small faces for children to make them feel at home, to make them feel happy while living in hospital while treatment. Then comes to the next slide. So for today's assignment, you have to design a healing garden in your hospital, which you are doing in your design exercise. And then next is to, while designing this healing garden, you have to detail out any one element of healing garden which we discussed in earlier slide. For example, let's say you're designing a healing garden for children. So you have designed one element, play area. Maybe there is a water body. Maybe there is some other element. So you have to detail out any one element of particular garden. Then after that detailing part, you have to prepare a palette, softscape palette for healing garden, in which you have to identify five number of trees, five number of shrubs, five number of ground covers for the healing gardens. So just start doing this exercise, and if you did not, then just start doing this exercise. Then we will discuss this in your next class. Then moving towards the last slide of the presentation. So this is your last slide of references. If you want to study uh, about the healing landscape, you can take these references. So this is all about healing landscape. If you guys need any help in designing healing garden in your hospital project, we can discuss in next class. Thank you so much.